How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great.
Mhm.
It's very hot and sunny here.
Very hot and sunny. You live in Arizona, right?
Yes.
It's always quite hot there, isn't it?
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, for I started from the beginning of the career. Flotsam and Jetsam is running for more than 30 years now. What keeps you guys going?
We never made it to that to the level that we think we should be at. So we keep going until we get there.
Okay, well, that's already my that's my let's switch to some questions later because you're telling me now something like you didn't reach the level. That's my second question. Uh, how hard you actually reached your peak in the mid late 80s with albums like Doomsday for Deceivers with Jason Newsted from Metallica, and later in 1988 with No Place for Disgrace. How hard is it to please your fans after releasing two milestones in the metal in the beginning of your career? So that was it's always you if you two release two great classics in the beginning, that's then it's hard to reach that time goal every time.
Yeah, we did struggle with that a little bit, but
Believe.
every album so far we've gained new types of fans.
Mhm.
And I think our fan base now is it's very diverse in the types of metal they like. So we get a little bit of everybody liking us here and there.
That's a cool thing, but you can you imagine that I say this because these two records are complete classics in the metal scene.
Yeah, I mean they're the records that gave us our start. So everything we've done since then is due to those first two records.
Yeah. Okay. And now your new album is planned to come out in June 2021. And what can we expect from this long player?
Well, it's a little faster, a little
Mhm.
heavier, a
Yeah.
little more melodic. Um, it's the last two records we've put out kind of put us in a new direction, and it's a little more of that same direction, only like I said, heavier and faster and a little smarter.
Okay. Well, I'm curious to hear it. uh, how is it? How hard is it to survive the COVID-19 situation as a band? Do you miss life on the road? And what are usually your favorite countries to visit? I'm from Holland, by the way.
I am I am so sick of sitting at home.
I
I
believe.
want to get out on the road so bad, or at least do a show, even in town, anything. I've been sitting around. I don't think I've even sang "Happy Birthday" in over a year. So, I've I need to get myself back in shape and get ready to go out on some tours. Um, you know, Holland, Belgium, the Netherlands. That's really our hot spot on the planet. That's where I think most of our love comes from, and it's places that we love to tour, places that we love to hang out.
Uh,
My favorite spot to sit and have a La Trappe is in Holland. So
Thank you.
um, it's one of my favorite places in the world, actually. So
Yeah,
we can't wait to get back out there and do some shows and entertain the people and see some friends.
yeah, probably. I know the American metal bands are all say this all. Holland is all their favorite spot. It's really cool to hear, and I see this. I know many people you might know also. Although, yeah, I can't say names, but probably the guys from Shock and so, and the guys from the Dynamo, and yeah,
Oh yeah,
probably all those people, right?
oh yeah. I'm used to at least drinking with them 2 or 3 times a year, so
Yeah,
I miss it.
I believe. Well, they're seeing it. It's hopefully so. Maybe you can say hello to them. So your friends in Holland and
Oh, I can't wait to get out there and have a few beers and a little party with the friends.
because you recently you played in my hometown bar at Little Devil. You remember this?
Oh yes, can't forget the Little Devil.
That's a really small bar, but do you like it? Play such small place to play?
You know, we like when there's a crowd that is really into what we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't care how big it is. I don't care how big or how small they are. Um, if they're a rowdy crowd and they really love being there and hearing us, that's the best. And you know, the Little Devil show was one of those you couldn't even breathe in there.
Packed.
It was pretty exciting.
150 people packed on each other, and no COVID times. Great.
150 people in a place that only fits 25.
Something like something like this, where the people were like struggling to get inside to see a little bit glimpse of the band. Yeah, I know it's my hometown bar. It's great that you see this. Okay, I last time I saw you was also was with Sepultura in Den Haag. Remember that show?
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's about 5 years ago, I think.
Yeah, that whole tour was amazing.
Yeah,
Love playing with Sepultura. They're great guys.
they lived in Arizona, right?
Yeah, they have a place in Arizona, or did. I don't know if they still do, but yeah, well, you know, I'd bump into them once in a while and get to see them, you know, a couple times a year. So we're we've become good friends.
Cool. I have a record label. I'm gonna release an album, a band from Arizona, and they told me that Sepultura had a rehearsal place near to their rehearsal place. The band is called Inferno. You might know them. They were from Arizona.
I've seen them before. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now, well, back to the next question. Back to the early days. At what age did you discover heavy metal, and when did you really start to sing?
Uh, well, I've been singing since I was 5 years old.
Hmm.
I did a long, many years in theater and choruses and all kinds of stuff. And it wasn't until my last year of high school that I was ditching a class, sitting out in the parking lot smoking. And this guy comes up and says, "Hey, you want to smoke a joint? You know anybody who can sing?" And I said, "Sure." And that was the first time I had ever heard metal of any kind. He handed me a Number of the Beast
Okay.
and Victim of Changes and said, "Here, learn these and show up at our practice." And that was with Kelly and Jason Newsted and a few other guys that were in the band at the time. And you know, it was an eye-opening experience for me listening, even just listening to that stuff, and then learning to sing it was quite a challenge. And I've thought so far that every metal song I've done since then has been a challenge.
You're a great vocalist. I like your high pitched scream. So I love that. It's a typical US metal way of singing. I love it. Uh, I love it. Anyway, uh, back to that early days, but you also was Flotsam and Jetsam your first band, and is it true you also play in a country band?
You know, I don't really play in a country band. I put one record out. Just some crew guys and some friends, and we got together and said, "Hey, let's make a country record," just because.
For fun.
And it turned out okay. It kind of sounds like a demo, but it has a strange cult following, especially on the west coast of the states. And we can't really get away from it. We have people calling us all the time saying, "When's the next AK Corral record coming out?" You know.
Hey.
So I might do something else with that, but it was just a fun thing. It really wasn't a serious band. Um, yeah, Flotsam was really the first band that I was the front man in. I crewed for a couple of cover bands back in the day, but once I started hearing the songs that Jason and Kelly were writing, I was pretty much hooked, and I've been in that same band ever since.
Oh wow! There's only two remaining members left, you and Michael, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Michael Gilbert. He left for a while and came back, and I left for a very short while and came back. But we always knew we were going to do something together, a project or another band or something. And it just circumstances came around to where it was just me and Mike left in Flotsam. So we figured we better hang on to that.
Cool. Well, why did you re-record No Place for Disgrace? Couldn't you just remaster it? For me, it's still my favorite album.
We were going to remaster it.
Yeah.
And we started calling labels to see if we could get the masters.
Yeah.
And we called up Elektra and we said, hey, this is Flotsam and Jetsam. We're trying to find the masters for our record.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, Flotsam who?
Mm-hmm.
They had no idea who we were. Nobody still works there that worked there when we were on the label. It's barely a label anyway. And so it was really difficult trying to find the masters. And we finally decided, you know what? Let's just re-record it. The production could have been a little better anyway. So let's just re-record it exactly the way it was. And I'm kind of glad we did. It would have been a lot easier just to remix, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, but it's what you're telling me. I was good. My good friend Fozzy, you might know him. He died. Ad from Holland.
Yeah.
He was always. We always had this little argument together. Like when Bonded by Blood was re-recorded, he loved the new recording with Rob Dukes on vocals, and I was sticking to the old one with Paul Bailoff. I think it's the same with your record. There are a lot of people who are very focused on a good production and this kind of new fresh sound, who might not like the re-recording from No Place for Disgrace even more than the old one. And there are always some narrow-minded guys who are like these true metal guys, like who probably stick like, oh, let me hear the 88 version. So maybe that's why there are two markets, like you told me in the beginning. There's markets for everything you did, and I think it's the same with this record. Am I right?
Yeah, I think so. People who might have heard the original No Place and went, the songs are cool, but the production's horrible.
Yeah.
Probably like the new one better. So
yeah, that's true. It's a little bit with Bonded by Blood, but that was another singer also, and now you are the original singer. So yeah, I got get your point. Well, and you tour a lot, big venues, but you also played in my local metal bar, Little Devil, a venue that's way too small, I think, for a band like yours, but you liked it.
I like playing the close, intimate shows where you're right in people's face and they can reach up and fist bump you and sometimes when there's a big barrier and security in between you and the crowd, it loses some romance, I think.
Whoa. Yeah. When I heard when you play Little Devil, I said, "What the fuck? Flotsam and Jetsam gonna play Little Devil?" You know. Well, okay, cool. They will like it when they see this online. They will like it that you love to play there because, well, it's a very small club.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool. You drink some Scrobbeler? Have you drink some Scrobbeler at the end? The local snaps
Yes,
we all drink.
absolutely.
Okay, cool. Okay. I had many questions, but they give me a time slot for like half hour to 45 minutes. So I already because you have planned some they planned a lot of interviews for you, it seems. But
Yeah,
I
good.
really want to ask you if you sorry.
Don't worry about the time.
Okay, cool. Uh, because of I also like to ask you a little bit of a question I personally really like. It's something for me as a music fan. Can you tell me your biggest influences for Flotsam and you as a musician?
My biggest influences, a lot of my influences, I don't even remember their names. I just know what albums they were on or what bands they were in. The guy from the original singer for Riot,
Yeah.
he's a big influence. All the biggies, Rob Halford and Bruce, and all the big names that I grew up listening to. Dio, of course.
Yeah.
Dio was a class of singer all by himself. Nobody could match him with his voice or his personality. I've really have stolen my style and my abilities from listening to all the other singers. I have some singers now that I don't really think are influences for me, but I really like them a lot. Todd LaTorre, who sings for Queensryche. I think he's got a great voice. His new stuff, his new solo stuff is really good. Um, I'm not a huge fan of the Cookie Monster vocalists, but I do like some of the music.
Yeah.
I like the Nervosa a lot. They're very Cookie Monster, but I
The
like
young
their music
girls,
a
the young
lot.
girls, the Brazilian girls.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I just like the songs. They're very catchy, very heavy. I like the fact that they're not trying to be sexy little girls. They just jam, I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like Destruction a lot. I've been friends with them forever.
Cool.
And because of that, I've heard a lot of their stuff, over the years. So I'm big fans of theirs. Um, I was never an Overkill fan until we went out on tour with them, and now I love those guys. I've listened to their albums all day long. So it's really stealing everybody else's ideas and their singing personalities and kind of combining it all into what I like. And that's where I get my style and my abilities from, is from everybody else.
Uh, you might I posted on my Facebook wall. I posted that I had an interview tonight planned with you, and Rick from Martyr. He said, "Great guys, great music." You might know the band from Holland, Martyr. Rick
Oh,
from
yeah.
yeah.
I know those guys. I've gotten very drunk with them.
Okay, cool. Well, Rick I know very well. And Twan, the old bass player, is like a brother to me. So yeah, it's cool. Yeah, he just said, "Hey, great! You have an interview with Eric. Great guy, great musician, and well, it's cool that you remember them. Martyr from Holland."
Oh, yeah. We've run into them on the road and have played with them a few times, and they're a great bunch of guys.
Yeah,
I like their band a lot, and they should be a little farther up the ladder than they are. But
they're still growing.
there's yeah, they are still growing, and they're one of those bands that shows that age has nothing to do with it in metal. You can be as old or as young as you want and still climb the ladder.
Cool. I also, yeah, I also like to ask you, what are your future plans with the band, and have you already set up some plans for new tour, new album is coming. Can you tell me something more about your future plans?
Well, right now we just booked the Accept tour in January. Accept and Phil Campbell.
Yeah.
And that'll be a couple months, I think. And then we're going to come back and do some US touring.
When is that planned? The US metal in USA, when it's planned?
As soon as we're done with the Accept tour, we're going to come back and do some US stuff. We're not sure if it's going to be by ourselves or with someone a little bigger, but we may go out with some friends.
Okay.
For a few weeks. And then we want to try to do a European headline tour during all the festivals.
Because, yeah, sorry.
No, that's all right.
No, because Flotsam and Jetsam is one of those bands we can never go get around, because when I was 10-year-old, I had this Stars on Thrash LP, where you were on with from the No Place for Disgrace. This variation LP, this compilation LP, and so
yeah.
Flotsam and Jetsam is one of those bands. I think in Holland you're quite popular and known. You can easily sell the middle venues sold out. It's easy in Holland. Yeah, I think
I know the Cold did very well there. So
yeah. I like to apologize myself, because I was really I get these questions for doing an interview, but I get this time slot, so I didn't make any more questions. I'm sorry for that, but I hope we hope we can meet sometime on the road and talk face to face. And then when you say they have longer, I make some more questions and we can have a longer talk. But for now, I really want to thank you for your time. I wish you all the best with your new record, and your. I hope the COVID will be over soon.
I hope so. I got my shots, so I'm good to go.
Yeah, you already got your shots?
Yeah.
Me not yet. So I still have to wait for my vaccination. So
yeah, it's things are starting to open up here again, so it should be starting to get back to normal before too long.
I hope so, because my flight to USA is planned 10 September.
Oh yeah, we'll be completely open by then, I'm sure.
You're sure? Okay, that will be cool, because I plan to go there in September, so I hope it's open again. That's why I asked for the US tour, so maybe when I'm around and you're playing that, but first you do a European tour, you told me. That will be first.
Yep. Yes.
And that?
Yeah, we're doing that Accept thing. Then when we come back home from the Accept, I think we're just doing an East Coast tour for a couple weeks, and then back to Europe.
Okay. Oh, well, I'm there. Probably. I'm always there when you play around since 20 years, because I'm 42. So I wasn't there in the 80s, but since I was 18, 70-year-old, I've seen you a lot of times, and it's always a pleasure to see you. I really hope we can meet. Maybe we'll play Dynamo someday, Dynamo Metal Fest. You haven't played there yet?
Not yet, but things will line up for us eventually.
Are you in touch with Eric and Paul from the Dynamo Fest, Metal Fest?
Yeah, we've talked to them so many times. It's just a matter of every time they had the Dynamo, we either had something else going on, or it's always some weird circumstance that we can't get there. But we really want to do it the next time it's available.
Okay, I will tell them when I see Eric around. He's from my area, so when I see him, I will tell book Flotsam for next edition. I will tell him.
I've hung out with him a few times, so
He's a nice
he knows
guy.
we want to play.
Sorry?
He knows we want to play.
Yeah, well, every band wants to play Dynamo Metal Fest. It's a great festival.
Yes.
Also, the Into the Grave festival by same organization in the north is great. I
Played that a few times. That's a great festival.
Yeah, it's around the corner of my. I told you I have a record label. I run this together with a friend, and that friend has a record store around the corner of Into the Grave festival. So, yeah.
That's a good festival. That's where they do it at that place with the big church steeple that's leaning. Yeah. Yeah. Played there a few times. That's a great gig.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, and it was a pleasure to talk to you. And please check my channel for the passion, not the fashion. If you feel free to subscribe, it will be and the interview will be online within a few weeks. I will post you at the time when it's online that you can share it around. And I was very happy to talk to you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Now, well, thank you very much. And what's the time there over there?
It's 12:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, so you have the whole day to go.
Oh yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
All right. You have a good one, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.